to the Tyese Show, News and Ooohs, where you get your news, but you'll also get your Ooohs. I am your host, Tyese. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. And before I go any further, please make sure you download the Coyoteman Show Network on your mobile apps, also on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. You can watch us live, and you can even contact us live. www.coyotemanonline.com/live. And as well, if you don't get a chance to watch it live, I understand that it is football season, so some of y'all may not be able to tune in exactly. Then you can always catch a replay at www.coyotemanonline.com/Tyese Show. All right, we're going to get into it. As you know, we always start with the news, but before we go into the latest news, I want to let you know that I have a wonderful guest with me today. I'm very excited for her to be here for her exclusive interview. This guest has performed with Damon Wayans. She's actually opened for Damon Wayans at the Baltimore Comedy Factory. She has performed internationally. One place that she's performed is Jamaica. She's going to tell us about that.
Yes.
She has been all over, performed in D.C. and also performed at Baltimore Girls Giggle in New Orleans.
Yeah.
My guest today is the beautiful Miss Woo Woo, the comedian.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. We've been talking about this for a while. It's been a minute.
Yes.
In the making.
Yes. Yes, you're my first comedian, and I'm glad you're my first female comedian.
Oh, that's good. That's
so
what's up.
I wanted to start with the ladies.
Yes, I know that's right. Because we the best, especially in Baltimore. I would just say that. Baltimore female comedians are the best. Yes, we are.
I hear that. So we're going to go into everything that Miss Woo Woo has going on. Now, before we do that, so you notice that now today I'm dressed down again, have on a little sweatshirt. Now it's purple because I am representing. Last week I wore my white and pink for cancer.
Breast cancer.
Breast cancer.
Okay, breast cancer awareness.
This week I'm wearing my purple for domestic violence awareness. Mm-hmm. Okay, so make sure you understand. It's like both breast cancer awareness always gets the huge
yes,
viewing.
Everywhere. Yeah, NBA, NFL is all on all of that stuff. So yeah, you definitely hear about that more than anything else.
Exactly. So I wanted to make sure that I wore this today so that so that domestic violence awareness can also get its viewing as well. Yeah, and now if you are a victim, or even if you are the person who is violent in your relationship, please seek help. You can contact local authorities. There's also websites that you can go to get mental health help. Okay, and Monday is Mental Health Awareness Day.
Oh, really?
As well.
Do they have a color?
Yes. I'm not positive.
I wonder.
I'm not positive.
I had to look that up.
Yeah.
Because, it's a day for every day these days. I don't know. It's a day for something. I'm going to make up a day. Watch. And once I put it on the internet, it's going to be official. Everybody going to celebrate it. I'm going to make up something. I don't know what it's going to be yet. It's going to be like National... I don't know. Sleep all day or something. I'm gonna make something up. Watch. We gonna put it on the internet.
Well, I didn't know until actually wasn't that long ago, just a couple years ago, that every single day of the year is a holiday. There's something like it's National Chocolate Ice Cream Day.
Yeah, it's all different stuff. National Tequila Day, this, that. But you just starting to hear about all of these days now.
Right.
They just had National Boyfriend Day or Girlfriend Day or something the other day.
I saw people posting
when they start
their
doing
significant others.
Right. I'm like, oh, you got a girlfriend? Oh, all right. Side out.
Yeah.
You know how that's how you find out. Oh, so you got a girlfriend.
Right. Some people we thought was single.
That was just in my DMs. Yes.
Okay. I don't have too much trouble with that. I used to.
Yeah.
I used to. I feel like when I become attached to somebody, I feel like it must be in the atmosphere or something.
People know. And people, as soon as you become unattached, people know. Like, literally, I promise you. And this was like before social media was like super, super big. But when I like broke up with my ex, it was like a bat signal went out. Where are these people coming from?
Right.
Like, it was like people I dealt with before in the past, but I ain't talked to them whole 4 or 5 years, and out of nowhere, here they come. Hey, how you been? Single just as of 2 days ago. How you know? Like, I be trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Right. All right, so we're going to go into the news. Now, my topic today is about about 100 days ago or so, the Roe versus Wade decision was overturned. Okay, so now, as of this week, there is a total of 66 abortion clinics that have closed their doors in 15 states.
Wow.
Okay, and my take on it is that I'm not 100% pro-choice.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% against.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spiritually, I feel that abortion definitely should not be used as an alternative to, like a birth control.
Like birth control.
Yeah. Like, I done laid down, did what I did, now I'm pregnant. That's not what I want. Go get an abortion. And the next thing you know, a couple years later, you're having another abortion.
Yeah. Some people are out of control with it. They really are. And I will say that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with just being out of control with it. I've known some girls who every time I turn around, they just had you know what I'm saying? Like, they do it a lot. Yes. So it's like, you shouldn't, don't use it as a form of birth control. Like you said, how about you do it before it happens instead of just letting it happen and then think, oh, I can just go to the clinic, and that mess with your body. That's a procedure.
It does.
It does. With your body.
And people are very irresponsible and don't think of it that way. And I want to say it was just last week when part of my news was that it may have been a week before last, but part of my news was that there's a young woman, and she's only 19, in Brazil, pregnant.
She got raped or something?
No. In this situation, she's pregnant with twins.
Oh, and it's two different fathers. I saw that.
So that's just an example of just, being completely irresponsible.
Yeah.
And then I'm wondering, I almost want to want to see if there's a follow-up on it. Like, is she going to have the babies?
She had them. I thought I saw a thing. I saw a thing. She had the two babies. One is darker and one is lighter. And people asked, like, how are they twins? And they got two different fathers.
They have two different fathers.
No, she think it's slick. She's trying to be famous off of this.
No.
Yeah. She don't think it's irresponsible. She thinks it's slick.
Oh, you can have that.
I saw her. Yeah.
No,
that's crazy. That's a real Maury show right there.
It really is. And now, I mean, when it comes to in what instances where a woman should be allowed to make that choice, I mean, I feel like rape. You should definitely
absolutely
make a choice.
Or
maybe it's a major health issue. Like, maybe the woman could actually die giving birth.
I seen a story about that with a lady. It's a risk to her life to have this baby, and I think she's in one of the states where it's illegal now. So.
Right.
My question is, what is really the point behind them doing it besides religious things, if state and religion is supposed to be separate? And also, like, right now we in a crisis where we don't got enough food. Like, we running out of stuff. Y'all want people to make people have babies at the same time we running out of stuff? That sounds crazy to me.
Population control, perhaps.
Yeah, but you forcing the people to have babies. I don't know. I mean, maybe, you know, some people say it's a situation where they forcing people to make the decision to use birth control and stuff like that to protect themselves beforehand. But at the same time, it's like, how are you saying people have to have children, but we don't got enough food?
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like part of it is like you said, is forcing people to say, you know what, you need to be more responsible. You need to use some form of birth control. You know, if definitely a condom, but also, you know, pills, what have you, pushing the agenda on different forms of birth control. You know, like I said, I'm, you know, kind of in the middle. Yeah.
Well, see, a lot of people,
I think it just depends on the situation.
A lot of people also are going away from birth control because it's a lot of medical risks with birth control. Yes. So people are doing more holistic medicine these days, and I think that they are conjuring up things because I feel like the billions and $billion medical industry is starting to lose money because we are catching on to the holistic way. And we're starting to be more healthy and going towards holistic ways of treating ourselves as a versus, you know, modern Western medicine. Yes. And they're losing money. They're losing money. So I feel like this is also something that could push us towards that. Oh, now you got to be on some type of birth control. Birth control ruined me. It messed my body all the way up. And I mean, I'll be real and I'll be transparent. Like, I never had an abortion before, but I've had 2 miscarriages. But my mother, you know, because she found out I was a little hot in the butt when I was little, so she put me on birth control when I was like 14. And I was on it for years, and it was the Depo-Provera shot, and it made me gain so much weight, and I still have so many health issues and issues with my menstrual because of that. Yes. And I had to stop taking it because it was hurting my body so bad. So I had to stop taking birth control. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like some people are in a space where birth control mess you up. It make you nauseous. It can make you sick. It make you gain weight. It's a lot of things that it does to you. So, you know, people are doing stuff like the more holistic way, and they losing money. They gotta find a way to get that money back.
Oh, you know, money is always the underlying agenda
for everything.
Yes, for everything. So now with the your story is, you know, a little similar to mine. I also was getting the Depo-Provera shot, and this was, I have 3 girls, and so after the twins, then I went ahead, and that was my route that I took for birth control, and it was messy. It wasn't good at all. Now I didn't gain weight, and that was the really only side effect that it told me about in consultation.
That you would get, right, yeah.
So I feel like there was definitely some things left out, because I know other women around my age that had problems way worse than weight gain.
Yeah, oh yeah, me too. I had a lot of issues, a lot. And the thing about it, if you really think about it, I was taking it during the age where my body was still developing. You know, I was like 14. My body was still developing when I was on that. So it really messed me up. And I, you know, like I said, I've been pregnant before. I've had miscarriages. I never had an abortion, but I don't have no kids. I have 0 kids, which I'm fine with. Please. Because when I say that, people will be in my DMs like, so you want to have my daughter? No, I do not. I am 40 and I'm not having no one's child. Thank you very much. I am totally okay with it. I have nieces and nephews and godchildren. I'm so okay. Step kids. I'll be a stepmother to your children. That's it. I'm good.
I know that the depot was messing me up as far as my mood.
Oh yeah,
now,
that too.
So I didn't notice. I didn't really have physical problems with it, but definitely my mood. I remember getting into an argument with my kid's father because he left the cereal box open.
The smallest thing.
Oh, it was
to the max.
It was terrible. Like I walked to the kitchen and the cereal box is sitting on the counter. We normally kept it up on the refrigerator.
Right.
You know how you do.
Yeah.
So it was sitting on the counter, and I'll never forget this. As you can see, we're talking about 20 some years ago.
Right.
But I saw that the cereal box was open. And I didn't immediately start screaming, but it was funky. I was just like, I cannot believe you left the cereal box open. What is wrong with you? Why should I have to tell you to close the cereal box?
Right. It'd be the littlest thing.
Where it belongs.
And see, you bringing this up make me think about all the times my mother smacked me in my mouth. I was sassy because of the birth control. She might be watching. That's why I got too smart. I got smacked for nothing. I think.
It
was her. She didn't want me to have no baby, but she don't want me to get smart either. I gotta do one of them.
Well, we see how that went.
Right.
Yeah, that's so. The birth control is causing so many problems. So many problems for women.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's just so unfair,
Yeah.
And then and with the abortion, with the abortion issues, like when do you get to say, like for instance, okay, let's just say you were pregnant you got pregnant at 15, 16 years old.
Right.
And your parents at that time can say, because you're a minor.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're not having this child.
Yeah.
You're going to go get an abortion.
Right.
We're going to take you to go get an abortion.
Right.
Because that happens.
That happens.
So now you're going to have parents who, like, okay, suppose you're in a state where you cannot have an abortion.
They stuck. Now they got to, and if they care enough, some parents will be like, yo, figure it out. But if they care enough.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
I feel like, if anything, maybe it should be a medical cap on it, like how many you can get. If anything, because like we said, there are some women who just use it as birth control. I know women like that who has just went and got men get them every time they got pregnant instead of protecting themselves beforehand. So maybe it should be a medical cap on it, if anything. It's in your medical record. All right, you done had however many, or and maybe it can be broken down to year spans or however many. I feel like at least I can understand that, but outside of that, you shouldn't be telling nobody what they should do with their body. Period.
And within, like you said, that medical cap and your medical history, not only when you had an abortion, but what was it? What was the reason?
Yeah, what's the circumstance?
Are we talking about something where it would have harmed the woman during labor, or are we talking about just because I feel like I'm not ready to have a child? Why did you have this abortion? Right. That way it can be at that point. It can be regulations as to, okay, well, you had an abortion in 2023 and your reasoning was that you were not ready to have a child, and then here you are in 2025 and you're back. If this isn't because of a medical reason, rape or what, then you're gonna have to have this baby.
Yeah. I feel like something like that. At least a medical cap on it. Like, you shouldn't be able to just keep getting them willy-nilly over and over and over again. But at the same time, I just feel like, why is it okay to regulate what a woman does with her body? No. You know? So.
And I've seen all types of things on the news, like protesters, and something that I saw earlier this week, looking at different protesters, is there was a woman that had a sign up that said, if the baby was born gay, would they have the same rights? And I just thought that was a bit besides the point.
Right.
I felt like, wait a minute, this is
what does
not
that have to do?
Your issue.
That's not the issue.
We're not on the gay rights issue.
Right.
You know? So, you know, I just think,
I just feel like all of that stuff is like sticky situations, and it's definitely down to people's beliefs and stuff like that.
Yes.
But if religion and stuff is not supposed to be a part of government, that shouldn't be the reasoning or the cause behind it. Like, in all honesty, I don't know what is the reason they are making that rule. What's like the legit reason?
And we'll never know.
We'll never
because
know.
Again,
what's the legit reason?
It's always going to go back to money.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's definitely money, but I feel like it's more money because they losing money in the medical world. And they try and get that money back. That's why we got all these new diseases. Like, let's make another one.
Right. Exactly.
Yes. And we gonna figure out they got the cure, the solution, they got everything for it already. Oh yeah. It's a vaccine for it. It's a medicine if you get it to make you feel better. No.
And then it's a booster.
Yeah,
and then it's another booster.
Right.
Because there's another variant now.
Yeah, so it's all of this different stuff to put money back into medicine. Because we starting to be holistic now. We going back to our roots.
Yes. Yes.
We going back to our roots.
I went to a health convention. And this was several years ago. But one thing that I discovered that I did not know before this is the doctor that gave the health convention, he ended with the fact that Dr. Martin Luther King, civil rights leader, okay, that he was killed, but before that he was about to not move away from civil rights, but take it in another way, turn it into fighting for our rights in the medical industry. And when I heard that, I was like, wow.
That's a big thing.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
And it's like right after that, he's killed. I'm wondering who knew
what he was into.
That he was exactly.
Y'all don't want me to say my answer.
That he was about to shift. That he was about to shift.
Jesse.
Right. Like, who knew that he was about to shift to the medical industry?
That's who I feel like. I don't trust him. It's always one in the crew. He that one. But that's a big issue too with the medical industry is Black people not getting treated right when they go to these hospitals. We looked at as, because like when my father, he just got his hip replacement. My father is a big dude, so he was in a lot of pain, and I couldn't see him. And so I was on it. I was like, did they give you enough medicine? Because they'll play with us like that, like, oh, they just trying to get high. No, he's hurt. He's big, first of all, so it's going to probably take more to ease the pain with him than it does someone else or whatever,
Yeah, for the medicine to take.
Yeah, for the medicine to take or whatever. Like my father not really even into medicine like that. But that's a whole nother issue too with, minorities not getting treated right, and not getting the right medicine.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to take a break, pay some bills, but please make sure you return the Tyese Show News and Ooohs.
We must secure our families. KFG Life Insurance Specialist is a company that partnered with 15 of the top life insurance companies to ensure you get the best pricing, knowledge, and products to suit your family needs. Some people believe that term insurance is better than whole life insurance, while others feel the complete opposite. Some may feel like universal life is the way to go, and others may feel it's better to have a whole life policy. The truth is, neither of the products are better. One just may be more suitable for your family. Our life insurance specialists are not biased, as they are partnered with several life insurance companies. This ensures our clients get the best pricing, education, and products that are suitable for their families. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist make these decisions easier for you and your family. Our office is located at Security Square Mall, next to Burlington, in the Coyoteman Show Network. Please call to make an appointment at 443-400-5224 or go to www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. That's www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist help you prepare your family in the present, because the future is not promised. Act now.
Your host, Tyese, and today I have with me the beautiful Woo Woo, the comedian.
What's up?
So, in wrapping up the news, I'm asking you to just please be responsible in your endeavors, and then we don't have to so much consider things like abortion. So, Miss Woo Woo.
What's up, girl?
Thank you for coming on to the show.
Of course. I'm happy to be here.
I want to get started with saying that you started with your endeavors as a comedian about 36 years of age.
Yes. And
what made you
jump into it?
Yes.
It was so random. I went to a comedy show. It was actually Cleon, the comedian. He had a comedy show. And
I love Cleon.
Yeah, so he had an open mic. And I was just like, I'm funnier than him. I was telling my friends, I'm funnier than him. And, Cleon always does a interactive thing with his show. Okay. So, he'll bring people up on the stage and stuff like that. So, the first night that I went to the show just to see the show, I went up there on the stage and I did stuff and I was funny and I was like, okay, I kind of like that. I was like, you know what? So I told him after the show, I was like, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do the open mic. And he was like, okay, plan a 5-minute set, be ready, and you can do it. And I came back and I did it and I did a good job. So he was like, all right, come back the next week. So I started going. He had every Sunday and I was going every Sunday. One of the girls who actually hosts the open mic, my girl Anita Wade, she had her own mic night on, I think, either Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Okay. So I started co-hosting that with her, and that's how I started meeting a lot of different comedians. And we got What's So Funny. I would go there and do open mics, and it's just once I started, I just couldn't stop. I just was into it, and I really didn't think about the business side of it, or just it's even techniques to being a stand-up comedian. So it's just over time, over the years, I have been able to surround myself with the right people and learn all of those things. So I feel like me being in that space. Like, I've always had a great work ethic, and I applied that same work ethic to comedy, and so that put me in a position to have done a lot for, you know, a small amount of years.
I see. I see.
Yeah, but it's been fun. I've been loving it.
Now, who did you look to female comedian wise? You know, that was already famous, already out. Is there anyone that you looked up to and said, you know what, I like her, and I think, you know, she's inspirational, I can do this?
Of course, Monique.
Monique, okay.
Of course,
From
Monique.
Baltimore.
Like, yeah, she's from Baltimore. You know, she's a plus size woman, and she was just confident, and she talked her trash and stuff like that, or whatever. I'ma say, you know, old Monique, like when she first came out, like that. Like, so I was, you know, watching her, I could see myself, you know, in her, and see myself being able to do it or whatever. But like, I'ma be real, it was never a time where I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to be a stand-up comedian. I'm looking to be a stand-up. So it was like, even in me watching, of course, you know, I was a person who watched Def Comedy Jam. Even in me watching that stuff, I never pictured me doing it. Because low key, I'm kind of shy a little bit. I know it don't show, but I swear to goodness, I am.
Right?
I am. And so it's like, I never saw me doing it. But just like I said, something clicked that day, and it was so crazy. That was like a year that I was just, it was like a very transitional year for me. Like, so many things had changed. Like, I worked at a job for 15 years, and I stopped working there, got a new job. I was in a relationship, domestic abuse. Okay, left that relationship, you know, was on my own. And, you know, so I was just going through a stage where I was like building myself back up, building my confidence back up and everything. And like, comedy definitely helped me and saved me with it. So it was like, I will say, it never was a thing that I knew ahead of time I was going to do. But once I got into it, my passion and everything grew, you know, as I grew in comedy.
That's a great story. So it grew you as a person.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. Because you know, something I have said before, I used to be a quitter. Like, in real life, like if something was too hard, too tough, I ain't feel like it, I'm not doing it. I quit, I tap out. Or even if I thought it was too hard, but I never tried it, I wouldn't even try. I would just be like, no, I'm not doing it. And so I feel like with comedy, you know, I'm being brave every time, because I'm scared to death every time. Don't get it twisted. No matter how calm I look or how natural I look on stage, dying on the inside. I promise you. So it's like, doing that, I'm like, okay, if I can do this, then when it's challenges in real life or things that I never would have tried before in real life, I'm like, I can do that. If I can do this, I can do that.
Exactly.
So it really, really made me grow as a person. Yeah.
So laughter is medicine, as they say, but laughter is your holistic.
That's my holistic remedy. Yes. Yes, it is. Absolutely. It has.
Who's your favorite male comedian?
Male comedian. I have a lot of like local faves, like Larry Lancaster. That's my big brother. Like, he's one of my favorite comedians in real life.
I love Larry Lancaster.
I will say my reasoning behind it is because I've watched him, and we've been together in like the most difficultest rooms, like where people are just like, they don't want to laugh. They like, why are you sitting there like that? Why are you at a comedy show? And he has been able to bring it out of them. Like, you know, I'll watch, like, we'll do a show together, and it'll be like that one person that's sitting there like this the whole time. And Larry, he gonna find that person, and he gonna make them at least crack a smile, you know, even if they was like this the whole time. Like, so that is like that's a pure talent, you know, and I really like admire that about him. And you know, and then he's just always been a good big brother to me, like give me advice and stuff like that, look out for me, you know, get me booked on shows and everything. So
yeah, you need that. Larry's actually going to be here soon.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he's already booked.
I know. So yeah, but yeah, he's one of my favorites, I would say locally. But if we gonna do, you know, on a larger scale, like famous that people really know, it's different people. Of course, Dave Chappelle. Everybody loves Dave Chappelle. Everybody loves Dave Chappelle. Tony Woods. Who else? It's somebody else I feel like I'm forgetting. It's ignorant people. Like Corey Holcomb, like he's hilarious. He ignorant. Don't get it twisted, but he's hilarious. He's funny. So it's a lot of people. It's a lot of local people that, you know, people don't really know. But I enjoy them, and those are the ones that I learn from the most. You know, because I'm around them. I'm in the same room as them. I'm watching what they doing with this crowd, because like that's what you gotta do as a comedian. You gotta read your room. You gotta read your room. You gotta know who you performing in front of and what to deliver to that room. And you always, like with me, I always bring myself, but I just deliver it in different packages depending on who I'm dealing with, you know. And I tell people that all the time, like, I used to be in customer service, so it's like customer service is my thing. So, you know, now I ain't gonna lie, I would be like, I'll be on the phone and I'd be so nice, and then I hang up and be like,
right. I can relate. I can relate. I did customer service for about 15 years or so.
Oh yeah, Ali Sadiq is hilarious. I haven't met him yet. Somebody just posted that on my live. Okay. Yes.
Now I like comedians that can perform a skit in pretty much any genre, like any area.
Yeah.
I feel that some comedians have blocked themselves in into a box.
Yeah.
I don't like a comedian who only talks about one thing. Like some comedians, like I've seen comedians that anytime you see them, what they're talking about is nasty.
Yeah.
And it's like
it's only relatable to certain people.
It's gotta be about sex.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like, I don't have a problem with that as long as that's a piece of it. I don't think that shouldn't be your whole monologue thing every single time you come to the stage.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're really funny, you should be able to be funny on so many different topics, because the topic is not what makes it funny. It's how clever you can deliver it and make it relatable, like you said, to your audience.
You know? Yeah.
I'm not like, I don't know anything about being a comedian.
Yeah, but no, that's true.
And it's a real craft, you know?
Yeah.
It's like me, for instance, me and my significant other, we will joke around in the house all the time, and then we have this running joke, like, you know what, we're gonna take this to the stage, you know, we're gonna be comedians. Like, come on,
it hit different.
Like, no,
it hit different. Everybody can't do it, and people think it. And you know, I feel like we're in an era now because of social media that being funny and being a comedian, it's a fad now, kind of like everybody wants to do it. I feel like it's the cool thing to do, and you know, everybody wants to do the cool thing to do. So some people have their different reasons why they want to get into it. It's for attention, you know, or of course, you know, for money and stuff like that. But everybody still doesn't have that baseline skill set, you know.
Yes.
You can, you know, you can bring a lot of people or entertain a lot of people for 1 minute on social media, but can you entertain a room full of people for 10 minutes on a stage with lights shining on you, your upper lip sweating? My upper lip always sweat, y'all. You know, all light-skinned girls got a mustache. My upper lip be sweating. Like, you know, can you do it under that type of pressure, you know? So it's definitely easier said than done. Absolutely.
Hey, for instance, can you flow in your monologue from one topic into the next topic?
Transitioning is a
the
big
transition,
thing.
exactly.
Yep.
I feel like I've seen comedians where it was choppy. You know, where they're going.
Yeah.
You know, with what they're trying to put out there to the audience.
You got to find a way to blend it all in together. And it takes time. It takes time. I will say that, you know, even for me, I'm still, you know, growing with that and slowly but surely adding different things into my set, adding more personal things into my set.
Okay.
You know, and being able to, like you said, transition all of those together. I'm more of a storyteller, so I'll tell stories, but they're personal stories, but they still are stories that's relatable and they're about different things. It could be about kids, it could be about relationships, it could be about, you know, being single, being a big girl, you know, it's all different type of stuff, and it's like my perspective, but I do want it to somewhat be authentic and different, not the same as everybody else, because you know, we all not go through the exact same thing, but you know, life stuff is life stuff. Everybody have life stuff. It's just about the way you present your life stuff to people to make it interesting and funny.
Yeah. I my favorite comedians are the comedians who can vary, and leave nobody out. Like, for instance, they're talking about politics, they're talking about race, you know, they're talking about social issues and injustices, you know, but at the same time, they can, you know, they have the silliest, you know, going on with it too. I just like for them to, I just like for a comedian to be able to jump in different areas, but still be able to be very clever, you know, and just say things that a lot of us think, but we won't say. Right, exactly. I feel like they are always the funniest comedians. You know, you know. And you now, you performed as an opening at the Baltimore Comedy Factory, opening for Damon Wayans. How did you land that? How did that happen?
So Damon, he actually like travels by himself, and this was literally right before COVID hit. It was like that December of 2019. So, and then 2020, you know, was when like stuff really got shut down. So, he came to the factory and they needed somebody to open up and host for the night. In Alabama, you know, he is the person who works at the factory and is always the host for the factory. So he hit me up and he was just like, woo, you want to come and host for this weekend? You know, whenever they call me, because they'll call me here and there. I've done it several times to, you know, be there for the weekend. So, you know, when they ask me, I don't even a lot of times know who gonna be there. I just be like, yeah, it's the factory, I'm gonna do it. Like, it's Baltimore Coffee Factory, I'm gonna do it. So I be like, yeah, I'll do it. And when he asked me, I said, yeah. He never said who the person was. So I was like, well, let me see who's gonna be there. And I go to look it up and see who's
looking it up like the rest of us.
And I was like,
trying to get some tickets.
I said, is he sure? I said, is he talking about this weekend? I seen it was Damon Wayans. I was like, is he talking about this weekend? Yes. I was like, is he sure? And I was like, this weekend, right? He was like, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Right. And so it was, you know what was so weird about it though? I was so nervous to like post and let people know that I was doing it. I was so nervous. I don't know. I was nervous about the negative reaction because of course comedy is competitive like anything else, and I didn't want people to feel like, how she get that? She don't deserve that, you know, and I didn't want that in my head before performing. Exactly. So I was there the whole weekend, but that first night, because it was actually like a Friday through Sunday. So like that first night, that Friday night, I told like my family that I wanted to know. I told them, but I didn't post it. And then after I made it through the 2 shows that Friday and they went well and I felt good about my performance, and I was like, okay, now I'll post it, because if they got something smart to say, I killed it. So, and then I posted or whatever. But I did. I got a good reaction. People was like, "Oh, congratulations, good." But I know how people be like, "How she get that? What she did again?" I'm like, it was so crazy. The whole weekend, I did not have an opportunity to talk to him. Like, I was performing. I introduced him. I passed the mic to him when he came out. He said my name. I was like, "Yo, know my name." I was like, "Major Payne, know my name." I was pumped. I was pumped about it. But then the last night, that Sunday after our last show, once everybody left, he took pictures with everybody. He talked to me, took a picture with me and everything. So I was able to really get to talk to him. But other than that, he was in the dressing room, and I wasn't even back there. I wasn't back there with him. I passed the mic to him, and he was like, "Give it up for Woo Woo," and I was like, "Yo, know me." So it did. But then, that last night of the last show, we was able to talk and took a picture together, and he was just like, yeah, he was so cool. Like,
nice.
He was so cool. It was nice. Yeah, because I be like, like anybody, there's certain people that you meet that you'll like be excited about inside, but I be trying to be cool. I'm be too cool. I be like,
right.
How you doing? Right. But I'm screaming.
I'm like that too. I'm not a starstruck type of person.
Yes,
I've met quite a few stars.
Yeah, I'm not a starstruck. I don't want to be. I don't like being like that. I'll be like, and I be hating when I'm around people that's like that. I be like, calm down. You're embarrassing me. Like, come on, we're being cool over here. Like, and because you have to look at it regardless, even though, they are on a whole nother level than me. They're still my coworker. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be sitting up here acting like one of the fans. Right.
Right.
Like, So I be just calm and cool and chilling. I be like, hey.
Now, I don't want to give it away. I'm going to let you do that. Tell us about the project that you have coming up fall this year.
Okay, so that probably was, it was in December of last year. So December of last year, I went to Atlanta and I filmed a reality show. And it's called She's So Funny. I can't say but so much about it, but it's supposed to be coming out soon. And it was like a competition reality show. And I am a reality show junkie. Like, I legit,
really?
Yes, I love, especially like competition reality shows. Like, I love reality shows. I love competition reality shows. So I was so interested to see how it was, and it was so crazy because a lot of different stuff happened that I would see on shows. Like, we had like a group of girls that had an alliance together, and they was like plotting, and I was like, this is so funny to me. I don't know, I just thought everything was funny. I was like, this is hilarious. But it definitely was it was a great experience because I was with a lot of younger girls, and they were really into the internet stuff and doing skits and stuff like that. And I really am just, my strong suit is stand up, so it was like I learned a lot from them, and they learned a lot from me about stand up. Like, we helped each other. I helped them with questions and things they wanted to know about doing the stand-up part, and they helped me with being in character. And like, I had to do a male character, and I'm like the girliest of girls. Like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta be a hoe. And I did it. Like, I played a guy who he'd been home from jail, but he still was institutionalized, and he lived in his mother's basement. Sound like somebody I probably used to go together with. Who knows? But yeah, so I was able to do that. So it was definitely a great experience. It was such a great experience. So hopefully y'all be seeing me on the Tyese soon.
So where will we be able to see that?
I don't know yet. That's the part I don't know. I don't know. It's more. I'm quite sure it's going to be on a internet platform. You know, like you know, one of the apps or something like that. So it's definitely probably going to be on like an internet platform. It ain't going to be like on WJZ. Like no, it's not going to be. Yeah, so it's definitely going to be like on an internet platform, but because we was cursing bad.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. We'll make sure to follow
yes,
you. So
I will. Yeah, if you follow me, I trust and believe I will post all about it, letting everybody know where to watch it and where to catch it at. But it was definitely a great experience, and I can't wait for people to see it. In all honesty, like, and I guess that's the same thing people, you know, you hear about people when they do reality shows, like they don't know what the edited version is going to look like. They don't know how they going to look. Am I going to look crazy? Am I going to look shady? Am I going to, so, you know, I don't know how I'm going to look or nothing. Like, I'm just waiting. We seen like a little clip of like, you know, like the promotion for it, kinda. So I was like, all right, I'm pretty cool on there, but I don't know. We'll see. Hey,
if there was a comedian that you have never met before, a comedian that you could sit down, talk to, vibe with, get some maybe advice from, who would that be?
Dave Chappelle for sure. There's no one else I could think of that I would want to sit down and like have a conversation with. When I was in Atlanta one time with my girls from She More Funny, shout out to She More Funny. I don't know if we're gonna talk about that, we probably is. But yeah, but we went to Dave Chappelle had a film that he did, and it was during the time during the pandemic when everything was shut down, and in his, you know, small city where he is from, he had like a farm, and they did like shows. They were doing shows there, and he was bringing all of these famous people there, and it was like this lady who, she was there, and she kind of got like stuck at his house because she was like in the midst of moving, but she's a comedian, so she got stuck there, but she was able to stay there with him. Like he was helping her, and she was able to perform like every month when he had these shows. And I was like, yo, I would love to be this lady right now. Like, oh my goodness. So yeah, we went to see the film, and that was like a great experience in itself, because it was like it was like a comedy show, a film, and a concert all in one. Like, and we couldn't have our phones. They had our phones locked up, but it's like they showed the documentary. Comedians came out, people performed. We was in Atlanta, so it was like a bunch of people from Atlanta, like Usher was there, T.I. was there, Monica was there. It was everything. It was so lit. I was like, oh, what?
So give us a little bit of information about She More Funny.
Okay, so She More Funny is me and 3 other dope females, all comedians from Baltimore. We got my girl Ray Diva, she's the one who put it together. We got Maria Sanchez, and then we got D-Lo. And we are literally all so different. Like, you know, so it's like when you see us together as one full show, and you may be thinking like, oh, it's all females, we gonna hear the same stuff, and it's like, no, you're not, because we're totally different people. We are all different people, and we got all different things to talk about and discuss, you know. So as a package, we just dope together, and then we're all strong on our own as well. So it's like, and we all stay working together. We travel together. It'd be fun. It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy though. Yeah, it'd be fun though. I am the peacemaker of the group.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I am. I'm the peacemaker. I'll be like, look, y'all stop. No. Leave her alone. I'll be like,
your neutral corner.
yes, I try to talk to the person that's mad. Look, it's gonna be okay. You know how they are. Come on, that's good. We gonna be like. So I'm the peacemaker of the group.
I've caught Maria Sanchez on lives on Instagram before.
That girl. That's my girl. She crazy. You hear me? That's my girl though. But yeah, so we all together is really dope. I really appreciate, Ray letting me be a part of that and just having the opportunity to especially work with Ray and Maria because they've been doing it a long time. So it's a lot.
They both have more years in than you do.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maria's about up there about the same amount as Ray. So they are both like over 10 years. So, it's just a lot I learned from them and stuff like that. And even like when I first started doing comedy, like I made the decision myself to travel outside of Baltimore on my own dime. I want to make sure this works outside of here, right. I could be funny at home and not funny in DC, just that simple. So, and shout out to my girl, Rashawn. She take pictures and stuff like that or whatever. And she actually knew a lot of comedians like in other places, Philly, stuff like that. So she would help me out with stuff like that. And, on my own dime, I was going out of town, making them connections and meeting other people. And really, that is really what helped me grow because it's like, all right, I'm in a whole nother atmosphere and I'm bringing these people into my world and they're enjoying me. And it's just good to have those connections too. And I think even with that, people from Baltimore seeing me working outside of Baltimore even made them more interested,
Right.
Like, oh, we gotta book her because look at her. She in Jamaica. She here. She there, So, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I always ask my guests to close it out. How has your journey been therapeutic for you?
Well, I touched on this earlier, but for me, it 100% just made me, gave me more drive. It gave me more drive. Like I said, I used to be a person who I would tap out. I'm not doing that. I don't feel like it. I'm not going to do it. And it's like now, if I have a show or if I have something else to do, I told you before I came here, I had Olive Garden. Them breadsticks got me sleepy. But if I have something to do, I gotta get up, I gotta do it, I gotta push myself. So I just feel like in that, it 100% helped with my confidence. And it just helped me with just drive, just to push, and I needed to push, and I apply it to everything in life now. Like other things that I'd be like, I don't feel like doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, even with this is a business as well. So it made me look at my finances, be more on top of my finances, be more on top of my taxes, so many different things that I needed to work on in my personal life. I was able to just apply that same pressure that I do when it comes to comedy. So helped me a lot. It saved me.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming to the show. I really appreciate it. I very much enjoy having you.
Thank you.
All right. So every Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, the Tyese Show News and Ooohs. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you download the app, Coyoteman Show Network. That way you don't miss a show and you can always hit the replay. Thank you. I'm your host. I will see you next Sunday. Have a great one.